Bezrat Hashem, everything is on. Yosef, you're on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bezrat Hashem, Siyata Dishmaya, Torah Lamedchet 38, Likutei Moran, Part A. Rabbeinu is revealing to us that as much as the person is going to do more tshuva, he's going to get closer to Hashem, and he's going to feel more embarrassed standing in front of Hashem. It's going to increase his will to do more tshuva and to get closer and closer to Hashem Yitbarach. It's like the powers of creation, like gravitation and weight, that when something is going deep into the water, so as much as he's going deeper, so then he's got the same weight, but the pressure on him is stronger, and he's falling even faster and faster. And also when something is climbing up to the space, to the sky, so as much as he's flying higher and higher, so he's getting lighter, and it's easier for him to fly. So it's like a snowball that just keep on going forward and catch speed. So when the person is getting closer to Hashem, so it obligates him, it pushes him forward, and in a certain, I call it Nekudat al Chazor, the point that you cannot go back from it. There are places like those in the tshuva that when you reach them, that's it, you know, you will never going to be the person that you were before. You will just going to be more committed to the avodah, and you will just only try to pray more to Hashem Yitbarach. And like Rabbeinu HaKadosh was telling on himself that when he was young, to him it happened probably when he was 6 years old, but for us we hope that we're going to reach that when we're going to be 60. But okay, what's a zero? What is 10? Same thing that Rabbeinu said on himself, that he had a lot of downs while he was serving Hashem Yitbarach, but one day he woke up and he was so ashamed of himself that he is disappointing from Hashem, that he felt disappointed. He said, how can you question on Hashem? How can you have doubts on Hashem? How can you think something is wrong with Hashem? How can you have complaints? So he decided that from that day and on he will never gonna stop wanting Hashem, to want Hashem. Not that you're gonna succeed from now on, the success is not in your hands. You cannot decide that you will not gonna fall, that you will not gonna sin, that you will not gonna fail. It's not in our hands. The will is the only thing that is in our hands. So he decided to want, to keep on wanting Hashem Yitbarach, and no matter what's gonna happen to him, he will always gonna pull himself back to Avodat Hashem. Those are decisions that we should take. Those are important decisions that takes us forward, and it's a result. It's a result of as much as you went closer to Hashem. If you took that decision once, you're gonna take it again, and then if you took it twice, you're gonna take it again, because one mitzvah brings you to the second brings you to the third, and that's it. And you start to get used to keep mitzvot. Depends which mitzvot you keep. If what that you make yourself used to, you got used to do, to keep, is to go every day to shul, to go every day to Bet Knesset, so it's wonderful. After 20, 30 years, for sure you're going to continue, that's it, you used to do that. If the mitzvot that you were seeking, Hashem Yitbarach, and you were looking for how to get closer to Him, and you done that for 20 years, you're never going to stop searching, and until you're going to find Him in a complete way, until your faith is going to be completed. Then he feels so embarrassed, mamash, so ashamed, ונתגלה בושה על פניו, and finally you can see that shame on his face. That's written on Am Yisrael, that they are ביישנים, גומלי חסדים ורחמנים. You can see on them that they're shy, that they like to do charity, acts of kindness, and they're generous, and you see that on their face because they worked on themselves, because we're working hard on. It's not that we're born holy, not at all. We're born with a lot of lusts and desires and tiredness and laziness and angers, but the inner will brings us to want Hashem Yitbarach more and more. Always we need to think. Everyone should think about himself. It calls the shepherd bag. You need to look at your shepherd bag. Once you were a shepherd, today you're a king. You need to keep that bag, the shepherd bag, and the cane, staff. You need to put them, and every day to come to have 1 hour that you look, that you remind yourself, hey, once I was a shepherd, I was hanging out with the goats. They were my friends. I was talking to the goats, to the animals. Today Hashem was so kind, and He took me מהשפות ירים אביון, and brought me to sit with generous people, עם נדיבי עמו, with generous people, with wise people, with intelligent people, with sensitive people. And now I'm talking Torah, now I'm thinking Torah. Always to remember where we came. If you do that, you're going to see the wonders of Hashem Yitbarach. You're going to see the miracles. How could it be? How did it happen to me? What Hashem done? I was facing somewhere else, and Hashem Yitbarach was so kind, and He just took care of me. He just helped me, just gave me His hand, and He loved me so much, and He helped me, and He was talking to me in my language with signs and hints that I could understand. Like I told you once that I was maybe 20 or 21, and I was in Eilat. It's a city in the south of Eretz Israel, and we were breaking Shabbos. We were driving the car in the night, and me and a friend of mine, and in the radio we hear one song after the other, only songs that we like handpicked, the mamash, songs that we always talk about, and songs that we liked, and I'm looking at him, and we started to laugh. In the third song, it was obvious that there is a supervision here, and I told him, look how kind Hashem is. Even that we're breaking Shabbos now, we're violating Shabbos, and we both know that we should keep Shabbos, and Hashem knows it also. And with all of that, Hashem keep on playing the music that we like. During Shabbos in the radio, Hashem is doing it all. You cannot ignore that private supervision that Hashem helps you in Shabbos even. You break Shabbos and Hashem is with you. שוכן איתם בתוך בכל תומותם, in all of the contaminations, in all of the contaminated places. Hashem, He doesn't care, because אהבה מקלקלת את השורה. The love, it spoils, it ruins the lines, the order, the rules. Okay, my child, I want you to learn Gemara, I want you to learn Torah, I want you to learn Mishnah, I want you to learn Chumash, I want you to learn Halakha. But if you're tired, so it's okay. What can you say to your child except it's okay? You love him, you don't have a choice, you love him. And it's not the ahava that spoils the education. That's love that gives hope to the child. That's love that comes from a place that you care more about him than about you, and about your goals and your achievements and your understandings and your wisdom, and you put all of your effort, the effort of ishtadlut on Hashem. You count on Hashem. When that child now go and play with his ball or with his bicycle, you don't leave him alone. You don't let him go wander in the streets. You keep on checking on him, and you pray for him, and you spend every day time in Itbodedut, and you pray, Bore Olam, help my children, that they're always going to be healthy, that they're always going to be strong, that they're going to want you. How are you going to give your child a will to want Hashem? How are you going to give him a will? You can sit with him and break him until he's going to know Torah. Wonderful. You can convince him and force him to wake up every day to pray Shachrit, Mincha, Arvit. The physical acts you're able to push him to keep until the age that he's going to be a little bit wild and strong. You have a certain power now that he's young and weak, you can push him. But the will to continue from that moment that his body going to be strong and his body going to start fighting with him. When all of the lust and desires are waking up in the age of who knows when, depends, this generation it's very wild. But in the age of 14, 15, 16, what you going to do? What you going to do? You cannot hold him in shul, you cannot hold him in front of the Gemara. You're not able, no parents is able to do that. What you going to do? You need to give him something that you cannot give. You need to give him the will to want Hashem. So for that, there are only two things that you can do. One is that you can be a role model, you can show him that you want Hashem and that it's the best thing in the world to want Hashem, and that's how you're going to live your life. So your child is going to see that and going to want to be like you. And the other thing is that you can pray to the one that's in charge of the will and to beg, please Bore Olam, please the Creator, let my son love you, let my son want you, let my children have that desire to serve you, to worship you, to commit themselves to you, to nullify themselves to you, to see you, to love you, to yearn to you, to love everything. Give him a heart, give him a will, give him that, give him wisdom, give him heart, give him... What else can a parent do? Not able to do nothing. Don't have no powers at all. Only thing you can do is to pray, it's to wish, it's to hope. That's the only thing that we can do. So like we said before, that's a result. It's a result of how much you pushed yourself. This is why the Mishnah is telling us, and Shlomo HaMelech is telling us, I'm telling about the importance of starting your Avodat Hashem when you're still young as much as you can. And when you're young, you have more powers, you can do more, and then it's going to last for a longer time. So every person in the beginning of the day, it's like in the morning, it's like when you're young, you still have more power. So the beginning is very important. If you can do your Hitbodedut in the morning, if you can start do things that for sure you're going to make them, that for sure you're going to do them, you're going to keep them today. You're not going to make them out of the tiredness of aging or the day or the hours or whatever or your mood. Better to find yourself young and to start over. And when a person is doing that and is starting, enter every day again to Avodat Hashem, again to Avodat Hashem, so he's coming back to that point that Hashem Yitbarach himself is calling him. You start and you made one step, and that was the only thing that was required for Hashem Yitbarach now to help you to make the second step. Because one mitzvah brings you to the second. So actually you need to keep one. Maybe every day you need to keep one, but it doesn't matter. You always just need to live in the present, to try, what can I do for you now? It's going to bring you to the second thing. After you're going to start talking, you want to talk to Hashem in Hitbodedut, you want to pray, you want to do tshuva. You say, what I'm going to do 1 hour with Hashem in the field, how I'm going to talk to Hashem for an hour? That's not a good question. The question is, what's the shortest way to the field? That's the question. In the field you're going to find the answer on what you're going to talk, on what Hashem wants you to talk about. You need to drag yourself to the field. You need to bring yourself to stand up in front of Hashem. When you're going to do that, that's the first step. That was your obligation. Now whatever going to happen in the field, that's the Hitbodedut that Hashem provides you. That was the Hitbodedut that Hashem wanted you to have. One person can scream, one person can cry, one person can look at Hashem and think. One person can have a meeting with all of his confusions, can meet all of his fears, can meet all of his troubles. It's also a good thing. You're confronting your fears. You become to be aware to who that you are. You meet yourself, you find yourself. Now, next Hitbodedut, you're going to be able to talk about that. Today you saw. Next meeting, you're going to talk about it. Maybe it's going to take few meetings until you're going to be able to open up and to say, look Hashem, how low I am, how confused I am, how I came to that place. Please Hashem help me. Please Hashem give me powers, please. That's so amazing. We just need to let Hashem heal us. We just need to give Hashem our hearts, to count on Him. The bitachon, the confidence, it's in all aspects of the tshuva. You can find that aspect of bitachon. You need to count on Hashem Yitbarach, like that we're saying in Kriyat Shema. Ve'ahavta, you should love Hashem. And what do you mean to love? To count on Him with all of your heart, with all of your spirit, with everything you have in your life. That's the power of Hashem gave in our hand the power of free choice. We can choose to get close to Him. That is something that is so unique. That is the most special thing in the creation that Hashem created. The power of free choice. That you have the will to choose, that you have the power to choose, that's the most amazing, impossible to understand thing that Hashem made in the world. Because like we said before, everything have the powers of nature on Him in the creation. Powers of gravitation, power of speed, power of weight, power of time. Those powers exist in the creation. Now everything is under those powers. So it means that if a person kept one mitzvah, it's gonna bring him, like we explained, to the second mitzvah and then to the third. Wonderful. But now a person that is falling, a person that is sinning, like we explained in the beginning, every meter that he's falling lower and lower is just getting faster and faster, and he finds himself in worst and worst places. And sometimes it's so dark and the speed is so high, so you're falling, so you're about to crash, there's no doubt about it. And suddenly, one moment of waking up and you think one thought of tshuva, hirhur tshuva, it just crossed your mind. Where is Hashem Yitbarach? What's going on in this world? And suddenly you find yourself in front of the throne of honor, in front of Hashem Yitbarach, in His palace, in His hall, in His place, and you can meet Him, and you can talk to Him, and you find yourself talking to the King face to face. One moment ago you were under hell, you just passed hell on your way down. And 1 minute after, you thought one thought of tshuva, one thought of regret, you were wondering maybe Hashem is doing all of that. Boom! A different world. You're somewhere else. It just crossed your mind. You just wanted to be good. You just wanted to take responsibility. You're not able. You cannot move your fingers. You're not able to think straight. You cannot do nothing. You're so terrified. You're afraid. You're falling. You're crushing. In that moment, suddenly you say, Hashem, can I be honest with you? Can I talk to you for a minute? That's it. Everything is different. Nothing from that moment and on will be the same. Nothing. Everything gonna be 100% better. You're gonna be able to talk to Hashem Yitbarach from now and on. You're gonna be able to share with Him. You're gonna be able to open your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. You're gonna talk to Him about it. You're gonna ask for advice, and Hashem gonna answer you. You're gonna see hints. You're gonna see signs. Suddenly, people are gonna teach you. Suddenly, holy messengers gonna come to you and gonna teach you Torah and gonna tell you how to behave and how you should treat other people and how you should think and how you should work on yourself. And suddenly, that's it. You have a path. You have a way. Life is illuminating. What's happened? One hirhur tshuva. That's the power of the free choice. You just chose once You chose once, I want to get close to Hashem, that's it. You changed reality. You're stronger than all powers of nature. That's it. The nature doesn't have no control on you. You're beyond nature. You came to a place, that's the place that we explained before, that from that place you cannot come back. That's it. You're a different person. After that you had a good itbodedut and you really talked to Hashem from your heart. How can you go down from that level? That's your level. You cannot fall from that. And even if tomorrow you will not gonna have the same itbodedut, it doesn't mean that you don't have that itbodedut, that level in power. I remember myself, I had nights that I was talking and crying to Hashem Yitbarach in itbodedut. And after a while I had a very hard period of time that my itbodeduyot was very bediavad, after the fact. I fulfilled my obligations and I went to do itbodeduyot, and I was dragging myself to complete my to do what I have to. And after 2-3 months like those, I was a little bit worried. I thought to myself, what? You lost everything that you had, all of your prayers, all of your intentions, all of your heart. Where all of those prayers? Where are those 5 hours, 6 hours? I once prayed for 11 hours straight. I was just talking and talking and talking to Hashem for 11 hours. And I asked myself, where it all went? Where are you holding such a low level? And those thoughts woke me up. Okay, now I need to see if I'm able. A friend woke me up actually. He called me, told me, tell me, are you still doing 6 hours once in a while? I'm looking at myself, I said, Oy, maybe you lost the merit, maybe you cannot do 6 hours. So of course, in that night I went to do 6 hours itbodedut. I cannot let myself sink in my thoughts of maybe chas shalom. And I went, and actually I haven't made 6 hours, I just made 4 hours. But it was 4 hours, like Rav Shalom once said, 4 good hours are better than 6. If you do 4 good hours, it's better than 6. And I made very good 4 hours, Baruch Hashem. And how it happened? Just because the truth is that you can never fall from your level. You can never fall because you're a spiritual being. And if you achieved something, so sin, even a sin, will never gonna turn off a mitzvah, a good act that you've done. If now you gave charity to a person and you healed that person, you built that person's house, you fed him, that family, they ate in Shabbos only because of you. Thank God, wonderful. Now you went straight to hell. After keeping that mitzvah, you went down to the lowest place of them all. What's the connection? That family, she's still happy. That family ate. You didn't took the food out of their mouths by going and violating and ruining and destroying. I don't know what. That family, you helped her. You helped that family. It's standing. It exists. It's got eternal existence. It will always gonna be there for you. Kiner mitzvah veTorah or. It's a candle that gonna illuminate forever, no matter what you're gonna do, no matter what where you're gonna find yourself. Yosef Weisberg yesterday sent me a picture of him when he was 3, 4, 5 years old, 4 years old, with peot. What? It's amazing. So after a while, we're talking straight. He lost his peot. After a while, he lost his peot. But the neshama never lost the peot. The neshama always had that holy desire to have peot. You yearn, you want, you wish, you hope. And then, after a few years, after you complete your tikkun, after you complete your journey, Hashem helps you to come back to your place, to know who you are, to find yourself back. It's Yosef. It's Yosef. At least he's got pictures from his chalakeh when he was 3. I don't have those pictures. Not a lot of people have those. People have mohawk when they were 3. They had their first mohawk. That was when he was 16. Hashem is merachem. Hashem merachem in the present. Goel Israel. Today I was praying Shacharit. I said Goel Israel. I'm holding my head. I'm saying, what is it written here? It's written that Hashem is Goel Israel. Even though that it's very simple. Hashem redeems Am Israel. Now He's redeeming us. He is now taking us out from Egypt. He's now taking us out from the exile. You're not observing. You fly in the prayer and you don't care what you say. And you finish Shachrit and you move and you finish Mincha. Mincha finished you. Ma'ariv finished you. You haven't prayed. When you pray to Hashem Yitbarach, when you put your heart, when you put your head, your mind into the words of tefillah, of the prayer, you find diamonds, you find pearls, you find amazing, amazing holy stones, holy jewelry, holy precious treasures. You cannot understand what's going on in the creation. Hashem is with us every moment, every second. In the present, He is alive and exists with you right now. Now, if you're just gonna let yourself, you're gonna feel it. If you're just gonna breathe when you hear those words, you're just gonna feel the presence of Hashem. If you're just gonna say to Hashem, Baruch Hashem, let me feel you. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Talk to Hashem. Tell Him, Hashem, I want to feel that you love me. I want to feel that you care about me. Let me feel your love. Let me feel your warmth. Let me feel your kindness. Let me feel that you love me. Let me feel confidence when I feel that you're with me. Let me feel that you're with me, that I'm never alone, that you're always there for me, that you're always here. That you're always here. Please let me feel you. Please let me feel that you listen to me. Let me know for sure that you accept every prayer, even when I'm falling, even that I'm not worthy. Please, Hashem, talk like that, you know? What's gonna happen in your life after 5 minutes of it, but it like that? I'm not talking even about an hour like that. After an hour you can go and turn on fluorescence with your eyesight. You're just looking on the walls and the lights are going to turn on by themselves. Try that. You don't believe? Try that. Im ta'aminu ta'amenu. You're going to see miracles in your life. You think that you're under nature, but you're beyond nature. Star Wars, it's not science fiction. It's a real movie. What's going on with you? It's a documentary movie. You have huge powers inside of you. And if you don't feel them in power, you're not sure that you're able to do, you're not able that you are capable. To pray, you're able. To want, you're able. Hashem listens to your will, even before you open your mouth. Terem tikreu v'ani ane. Before you're going to call me, I'm going to answer your prayers. So pray. So pray, so scream to Hashem Yitbarach from inside. Sit in your room and scream to Hashem. Go to the porch and scream to Hashem. Close your eyes and scream to Hashem from inside with no voice. You don't need to voice. Hashem hears your silence. Hashem hears your thoughts. Hashem listens to your heart. Everyone is able to achieve huge, huge things. And I'm talking big, 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 big things. Spiritual things. Every person can have a share in the redemption, in the Geulah of Klal Israel, of all of the world. Everyone. Everyone. How the righteous people become to be so huge, came to be so righteous. They worked on themselves day after day, hour after hour. They haven't received it as a free gift. They just appreciate it as a free gift. But it was out of their effort. Kifum tzara agra, according to your effort and to the pain, the reward gonna be. As much as you sacrificed and you gave, that's how much you're gonna receive, and much more. Much, much more. Thank you very much.